Alright, so with RWBY Volume 1 having ended, and it's not Season 1 for anyone who didn't know, because even when it came on, I wasn't entirely sure if it was like the season ended and we have to wait a year or, what was happening. But currently, Volume 1 of Season 1 has completed, so Volume 2 will hopefully be back in, January or February, something like that. But this is basically the mid-season finale, which really has me excited. So we should be looking forward to maybe 30 episodes, for the entire season. But with Volume 1 having ended with some amazing action, obviously Sun is like the coolest person ever now. Um, this video is just to wonder, what do you guys think is going to come up in future episodes? Because there's some stuff that was hinted in this final episode that we got to see. And, the biggest thing I think that was really hinted was the fact that Penny is owned by some corporation or whatever, and if she's not an android, she has some weird sort of super backpack, but I'm sure she's an android. And she's combat ready, but apparently she's not exactly people ready, and public ready. So she was taken away at the end of this, at the end of the finale, and after the credits, and hopefully everyone saw this, but if you didn't, the the bad witch, I guess, she came back. Finally, we actually got to see her face and stuff, and she's talking to Roman, and we get her two sidekicks. They're just animated, so they don't really have any dialogue in this portion, but we get to see her, and she's very hot, by the way. And she's basically saying, we're disappointed in you, failing your mission, but you're gonna keep going in this mission. And she has like fire coming off her hand and stuff just to intimidate him. But we get to see her. We see her partners, or no, I wouldn't say partners, but like her subordinates, really. And it just leads into them, rebuilding their scheme, or basically just going forward and trying to step up, even though they had a huge loss against Blake and Sun and Penny. But I'm really excited for whatever comes up. But what do you guys think is going to come up next? What do you guys want to see? Like new characters, if you want. I mean, personally, I just want to see more information on the characters we have, because um, I feel like, Ren and Nora, I feel like they really need their moments, because they haven't had episodes yet. And hopefully, this might not happen, but hopefully, the first episode of Volume 2 will be one of them, or maybe even both of them, since they do have such a close connection. They're like childhood friends. It could actually be an episode where, one episode kind of covers both of them together and their whole story. So that would be nice to see. Also, I'd love to see more of Sun, and I'm just curious as to what's going to happen with him, because I'm pretty sure he's not going to be in the school. So, how often are we going to get to see him in the show? Because I doubt they're just going to be like, yeah, you fight awesome, so here you go, join the school. So we'll have to see how that works out. But it would be great if he did join, but also if he did, he couldn't just like come in and be a part of a new team or anything like that. So I'm curious as to how he's going to stay an important piece of the story while he's just like a random guy trying to figure out how to live in the world. But excited to see more about him. Definitely curious about, Penny and everything going on with the bad guys, because mostly for the whole first volume, it's really just been, the girls at the school and, also Team Juniper. And it's just been them, dealing with each other in school and just typical teenage stuff. If you kind of put it down to basics, typical teenage stuff, just kind of under a lot of awesome comedy and action too. So it's been normal stuff, them dealing with adjusting to their new lives basically as a team, and Ruby and Jean as leaders. But next season I'm excited, or next volume, I'm definitely excited to see the big tournament that they have, because that's what I wanted to see more than anything, because they mentioned it in a couple of episodes. They mentioned it, and the first boat where Sun came in on, those people were coming in for the tournament for the school. So hopefully we'll get to see that. Maybe that'll be episode 1, or I'm sure it'll be one of the first couple of episodes of Volume 2. But I'm excited for that. Excited to see who they bring in for that, if anyone becomes a main character, if we get some people who are like great fighters and they kind of transfer over to Beacon for whatever reason. And I'm also excited to learn more about the Faunus, and specifically the one Faunus girl that we saw when they introduced the concept of the Faunus, and she has like the bunny ears. I'm curious to see what her powers are, because I'm sure they gave her a name, because she has actual dialogue. So they give everyone, a full name, even if they don't say their name. So you could watch that episode and find out what her name is, but I don't know it. But I'm excited to see what her abilities are and, just what type of character she is, because I'm sure she's not just the, soft-hearted character she was in pretty much the one scene we saw. And that was just because, Carden was a bully at the time, so she felt kind of weak in that moment. But she could actually be a really strong character and stuff. But I'm excited to see, who she is and, her whole story. And now that everyone knows, well, not everyone, but, now that Team RWBY knows that Blake is a Faunus, and I'm sure Team Juniper will know because they're all good guys too. So, she'll probably end up telling them, once they all find out, maybe somehow she'll end up connecting with the other Faunus girl and say, like, hey, I used to be a part of the White Fang and this and that, and they become good friends too. So it would be nice to just see who she is and how she might interact with Blake now that now that she's outed herself as a Faunus. So that would be cool to see. But definitely comment below and let me know what you guys think is going to come up, or, what you guys think is going to come up, and also what you guys want to come up. Because like I said, I definitely want to see more of Sun and see where his character goes. I know for a fact we're gonna get more of Penny. It might not even be this volume, which would suck, but at the same time it would be pretty great writing because they introduce this amazing, really silly character, and then they don't give her to us at all in volume 2, and they wait till season 2. That would be a crazy teaser to have for like an entire year pretty much, but I definitely stick around because the show, no matter what they give us in Volume 2, is going to be amazing. It's going to be great action and more great comedy. But one of the things I want to see, aside from, the stuff that they've hinted at, sorry, is also what Jean does, because I want to see him really advance in Volume 2, because he's really started, he got, simple stuff. He got the aura basically released, so he has that now. We figured out that he kind of lied his way into Beacon Academy, but he did, he saved, oh man, sorry, he saved Carden with the help of Pyrrha, not Nora, and I'm excited to see where things go with him, because obviously I want to see him become the powerful fighter that he really wants to be, and I also hope we get a little bit more backstory about his family, because he's staring at that statue in the opening every episode, and that's his grandfather or great grandfather or something like that. And I'd love to hear just more about that past war and how the other characters might be connected and stuff like that. And that would just be cool to get more history on the universe as a whole. But excited to see what they do with Jean. Definitely can't wait for the Nora and Ren episodes when we get to see a lot more of them, and also of Ren, because I feel like Ren has even less time than Nora, even though she mostly just says silly stuff like, let's break his legs, or, just doing silly, awesome stuff with her weapon. But I can't wait to, get their specific episodes. And also, if we could somehow get an episode for Professor Ozpin and Glenda Goodwitch, that would also be great because, more so than anyone, they don't really have anything. So I'd love to see them, even if it's not fighting, because I'd love to see Professor Ozpin fight, just because I'm curious as to what his weapon really is, because it could be that cane, and I'd love to see him and Roman fight and see how similar they might be. But and thinking of that, they could know each other just because they have canes. I don't know, but they might have trained at the same time or something like that. But I'd love to see him fight or just get to know more about him as a character in general. But excited for Volume 2 no matter what we end up getting, because it's going to be great, and I can't wait for more of the music, because like all the songs are definitely amazing for that show, whether it's just the instrumentals or the actual songs with vocals, which you can find on YouTube if you've been looking for the full songs, and I'll probably put the links below if I remember. But comment below, let me know what you guys think is going to come up, what you guys want to come up, and I guess what was your favorite part of Volume 1, whether it's comedy or action, or just a character that's just amazing to you. What's your favorite part of RWBY so far? Comment below, let me know, and thanks for watching.